So once again, good morning everyone. I am Elechi Isagot and I will be the one na mag-continue sa discussion about this topic, visual rhetoric, analytical methodologies. So since Miss Royo already discussed what is visual rhetoric and those three sites and modalities, now we are going to delve on how to write a visual analysis paper. Visual analysis papers require a careful examination of an image to understand its meaning, purpose, and impact. So, here's a breakdown of how to approach each section, keeping in mind the provided guidelines. So, how to write your visual analysis paper. So, in writing visual analysis paper, there are four parts. So, it includes the introduction. Introduction state the fundamental details about the visual image. Note that your purpose is also to make other audiences have a look at it. The introduction serves as your initial hook, drawing the reader into your analysis. So, you have to begin by introducing the visual image. So this includes its title, creator, date of creation, medium, and perhaps its original context or location. So for example, if you're analyzing a photograph, you might mention Ansel Adams' iconic photograph, Moonrise, Hernandez, New Mexico, captured in 1941. And beyond merely presenting facts, your introduction should aim to get the reader's interest. So why should they care about this image? What makes it significant? So you might hint at the image's enduring appeal or its relevance to a broader theme. So for instance, you could say, this image, often celebrated for its masterful use of light and shadow, invites viewers to contemplate the profound beauty and stark realities of the American landscape. So that would be for the introduction part. And the next part is we have the thesis statement. So thesis statement, have your thesis statement at the end of your introduction or at the beginning of your body. Do this by analyzing the meaning of the visual image. So, thesis statement is the core argument of your paper. So, it should be an interpretation of the visual image's meaning, not just a description. So, as indicated, the thesis statement can appear at the end of your introduction or at the beginning of your. Placing it at the end of the introduction is common and provides a clear roadmap for the reader. So, your thesis should offer an analytical claim about the visual image. So, that would be for the thesis statement. So, remember that it should be at the end of your introduction or at the beginning of your body. Next to the thesis statement is we have the body paragraphs, of course. So it states here that discuss your ideas and thesis statement with supporting evidence based on the visual image. Make sure to understand the elements of an image, the directional terms, color, lighting, and texture techniques. So, body paragraphs. This is where you develop and support your thesis with specific evidence from the visual image. So, each body paragraph should focus on a distinct analytical point that contributes to your overall argument. You have to remember to link your observations back to your thesis. So you also have to understand the elements of an image. This is so crucial, class. So when discussing these elements, don't just identify them, analyze their effect and how they contribute to the meaning. So as being mentioned earlier, that we have to make sure to understand the elements of an image. So one of its elements is the directional terms. So this refer not to lines, gazes, or compositional elements that lead the viewer's eye through the image. So this could include horizontal lines, vertical lines, diagonal lines, implied lines, just like a pointing finger or the direction of a subject's gaze. We also have the color, lighting, and texture techniques. So, for the color, you have to consider the dominant colors, their saturation, hue, and how they are used. Are they warm or cool, bright or muted? Are they symbolic associations with certain colors? So, how does the use of color evoke emotion, create mood, or highlight certain aspects of the image? And for the lighting, um, you should analyze the source, the direction, intensity, and quality of light. So is it natural or artificial, hard or soft? So how does lighting shape the forms, create mood, or draw attention to specific elements? Then the last part of writing your visual analysis paper is, of course, we have the conclusion. So it states here, end your analysis by concluding or giving fascinating or motivating facts rather than giving a summary repetition of your claim. So the conclusion is your opportunity to leave a lasting impression on the reader. So concluding rather than summarizing. It states here, we should avoid simply restating the thesis and main points. Instead, we have to broaden the scope of the analysis. So this could involve discussing the broader cultural significance of the image, its lasting legacy, its impact on subsequent artists, or its continued relevance to contemporary issues. So you might offer a final interpretative insight that was hinted at but not fully explored in the body. So those are the parts of writing the visual analysis paper. We have the introduction, the thesis statement, the body, and the conclusion. So to sum it up, visual rhetoric is never plain. It is always designed through personal experiences, innovation, and meaningful knowledge or sentiments of a person. Therefore, critical analysis to visual rhetoric is necessary. So, what matters most in visual rhetoric analysis is when one makes meaning of something that he once thought of as meaningless. So, we should never forget to connect back to the idea that visual rhetoric is never plain. So it emphasizes how the artist's choices, informed by their experiences and intentions, create a powerful and nuanced message. So by following these guidelines and carefully analyzing the visual elements, you can craft a compelling and insightful visual analysis paper. So remember to always provide specific examples from the image to support your claims and explain how those examples contribute to your overall argument. So visual analysis papers require a careful examination of an image to understand its meaning, purpose, and impact. So that would be all for my part, and I hope that you learned something about what we've discussed today. So do you have any questions? clarifications, any further discussion? Okay, I guess there's none. So that's all. And thank you for listening. God bless.